All right, welcome to Barstool Units, episode 57, live from the Barstool Sports office. And you might be able to tell that based on the internet connection as Pete walks by. I'm Coach Doug's. With me, as always, Frank the Tank. Frank, how you doing?
Good. Well, I'm a little freezing over here.
Yeah, it's not great
Little.
quality.
Uh, I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but we'll roll with it, I guess.
All right, we'll roll with it. Well, we are fresh back from a long weekend trip, a trip you've been wanting to take for a long time to Washington, D.C. How did you like it, Frank? Was it a
Y-
good trip?
It was a good trip. So much to see in Washington. You
Yeah.
really have to go multiple times if you really want to see everything. I mean,
Yeah.
the only we got into the American of the Museum of American History at the Smithsonian. Um, They didn't have the TV and music, the TV and movie part open. They're doing a lot of renovations, shifting things. The Air and Space Museum is closed. That's another museum I would love to go see. Because they have some of the space stuff. They have like Mercury, the first capsule that flew around the Earth, the Mercury in space. They have the Apollo 11, I believe, is down there, and Spirit of St. Louis, the Wright brothers plane, I believe, is in that building, and didn't get a chance to see it because it's closed.
Yeah.
Uh, Went into the Stamp Museum. They have a baseball display. They've got some items donated from the Hall of Fame, Cooperstown over there, and uh, so they have historic stamps, baseball display, and a dog, a 130-year-old dog that they stuffed that was like a postal mascot in the 1890s and would accompany uh, mail on trains and had a harness with all these badges from all the cities he was in, and he became like a mascot. It's a mutt. It was like a stray dog that the post office basically adopted, and it basically became this mail dog. And when it died in 1898, they decided to have it stuffed, and now it lives forever at the National actually part of the same building that actually hosts the Department of the U.S. Postal Service there. And I thought about getting some stamps there, but the post office is closed. It was a cherry blossom festival on Saturday, and the vending machine was out of order.
And,
Boom.
yeah, it's very on brand. Now, if there was not the baseball section of that museum, would you have still gone?
No, I would not have.
No.
I would have
No,
chosen
I
another museum. I would have chosen another museum to go see.
yeah, having a
In the
post office museum, I feel like I would probably just as rather go to a DMV museum. Like I get it.
wasn't
There's like this rich history of postal workers and everything, and riding on
well. They have
horseback and
stamps,
dogs and
lots of stamps.
everything. And
They have the upside down stamp.
oh, okay, well, again, I feel like they try and build up this rich history of the post office, and it's like that might have been true at one point, but
They have
so
classic
far removed,
mailboxes.
it is so far removed from what they tried to like make it appear as if it was. I don't know, some of the
Well,
dramatization of it, or it's so far removed
the
from that now, it doesn't even
the
matter.
uh, the post office, the greatness of the post office, and what it is now is kind of like I don't know what type of sports franchise is in ruin. Uh, the Mets bullpen, perhaps. Uh,
I don't think it has the same history, Frank. I think
um,
we might need to pick a team that's been
the
around a little bit longer than 50 years.
maybe the Montreal Canadiens, who haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1993, and were having one of their worst seasons ever.
That might be how they're what, over 100 years old, right?
Yep.
And at one point they won like 5 in a row or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. So that might be a better
I mean,
sports team.
they are really a dynasty in ruin. I mean, it's. I mean, it was. I mean, we went to go check the mail a couple weeks ago, and guys, how many fucking mailboxes are in this motherfucking place?
I was genuinely, I was like, wow, we hadn't turned the corner yet. You have to turn the corner to get into the mailroom. And when I heard that somebody yelling that, I'm like, who is that? What's going on in the mailroom? And then you turn the corner and you see the mail carrier with his satchel, and all the doors are open because he's filing the mail in for an apartment complex. So all the main doors to the lockers are open so he can put them in. And I I was going to check my mail. I decided not to check my mail at that time. If I'm not going to bother a postal carrier in that kind of environment.
I mean, that's your job. That is your one job, is to put all the mail in the mail slots.
Yeah,
You have a route. Now, some of your routes, you might have to go up and down a lot of stairs. And there's neighborhoods in Belleville where uh, it's almost like you're climbing to Mount Kilimanjaro there. It's ridiculous how these streets that are like built on you're built on a hill, and then you have
yeah,
like 3 stories of stairs to get up to your front door.
yeah. That could be your route, or you could have an apartment building where everything's right there.
I don't know about
Everything.
you, but I think if I was a postal worker, I would rather have about a dozen apartment buildings where I just slot the mail into the mailbox and the mail slots. That actually sounds easier.
And I tell you what, not only does it sound easier, I can definitely see myself putting in some headphones and kind of enjoying my day. Like if you left me alone and told me, "Hey, this is your job," is to you're pretty much sorting the mail at that point. It should have. I believe when they get the mail, it's already been sorted to a certain extent. If you just gave me a whole bunch of mail and said, "Hey, here are your mailboxes right in front of you, go to work," I might actually enjoy it.
It's not a bad job.
No,
I mean, the mail
especially
just if
on
you're
the
a guy
government.
if you're a guy that wants to be left alone and likes to walk and are able to carry things. I mean,
You
there are
like
worse jobs.
it's
There
a
are worse
government
jobs.
it's a
There
government
are
job,
worse.
benefits.
You get benefits, and I think you get a decent enough salary.
Yeah, they're union. I don't think it's a bad salary. Um, I mean that. Yeah, I mean, I guess post office. If you want to use this as your next recruiting video, feel free.
I mean, they need to use it. They need to get some better postal employees. I mean, I remember one time seeing a stack of mail just rubber banded and thrown into a corner at the apartment too. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the postal. We kind of would have went off on there a little tangent there
Yeah,
about the post.
yep. But no, I
But
would have chosen. I mean, we got down there Wednesday. The rain out gave us a little more time to check out some sites on Thursday. Well, the moving of this game from 4 to 7 gave us a few more hours to check out things on Thursday. Friday we took a bus tour. Saturday I went off my own, and so I only got a chance to see like 2.5 museums. I went into the National Archives, and the only thing that you really need to see at the National Archives is the big documents, which they don't allow photography anymore because I guess
no,
it's kind of I guess they're both all over 200 years old, so light sensitivity can cause
yeah,
things, and they're trying to preserve them the best they can. And the ink, you can see the ink is fading away in a lot of places in the
yeah,
Declaration of Independence. So we got all these different replicas, and it's printed and sewn everywhere, so everyone could see the Constitution, everyone could see the Bill of Rights, everyone could see the Declaration of Independence online. But when you get to the one that the original and see them, that's something you have to do. Doug's is frozen. I don't know what's going on with the internet lately at the Barstool office. It's not been good. I think we're getting our internet right now from New Jersey Transit or Prodigy. It feels like we're on dial-up connections sometimes. Wonder if I would have went to the didn't have the baseball display. I would have went to some of the other museums. They had like the Natural Portrait Gallery. Like Doug's looks like he's the Natural Portrait Gallery right now. He's completely frozen, not even blinking. And I guess he got disconnected. Shit.
There we go.
All right. Yeah, I would not have gone to the National Postal Museum.
You just start from there. Okay. All right. Are you calm now? We had
Never calm.
We had a 10. Yeah, that's fair. We had a 10-minute mandatory internet break. Frank, prisons have better internet service than this office.
I don't know. I don't know what's happened. The internet was reliable up until about you say maybe 4 or 6 weeks ago.
It's honestly like it's to the point where it's like it's not working. Like if it goes out every 10 minutes, that is not a working internet service.
I mean, did we get downgraded to Prodigy? Are we going to have to, when we get to connect to the internet here?
It's bad. It's bad. And again, if your internet goes out every 10 minutes, that's not internet service. Like that is not a malfunction of service. That is a sign you have no service.
Well, that's what it was like 25 years ago, though sadly say it's 2022, so that doesn't fly today.
Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue, especially for an internet company.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, I would not have gone to the Postal Museum. And the documents I saw, it's a shame that they're kind of fading away. But that's where you go to see the documents, and everyone should at least see the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. So I would have definitely seen more buildings. I would have chosen a different museum besides the Stamp Museum if they didn't have that baseball thing there. Maybe the Natural Portrait Gallery or the Natural History Museum, which has got like dinosaur bones and shit like that.
Yeah,
that would have been a good one.
That'd been good to see. Now they have one of those in New York City, right? Like that was like not a museum. That's in New York City, right?
Yes.
I want to go to that one.
Well, we could do that sometime this summer.
But that'll be something
I think it's on 86th Street.
That'll be something I do as I'm still exploring New York. I'm new to New York, but as far as DC museums, what other museums did you see that you didn't get a chance to go to?
Well, there's a lot of the Smithsonian. There's so many museums within the Smithsonian that are good to see. I got to see some of the monuments. I didn't go up on top of Washington Monument, but just walking outside of it, I think is good enough.
Yeah.
I walked by the Capitol. I walked through the Botanical Gardens. A lot of walking. We took the bus tour on Friday. I would like to see the Spy Museum. That's a museum I would like to see next time I go to Washington.
Yeah. Yeah, because they did say it's an international spy museum, so it's not just us, the good guys in America. They're also going to show the bad guys, the non-Americans.
Yeah, the KGB probably. I know there were probably Nazi saboteurs who. I know we caught them. There was like a group of Nazi spies that were like caught in like 1943 trying to sabotage New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find some of that there. KGB and even MI6. I'm sure
I've
they'll
heard
have
about that.
MI6 stuff.
Yeah. Now the Spy Museum, you got to the Lincoln Memorial, right?
Yeah, I got to Lincoln Memorial on Saturday. Saturday. I went off my own basically. They had like a cherry blossom parade, cherry blossom festival, a Japanese cultural festival. I saw a demo of sumo sword by two white guys.
So the internet broke off there. What did you say?
There was a Japanese cultural festival, and I saw a Japanese sumo sword competition with two white guys.
Oh, gotcha. So even the celebration, the white guys have to step in and, geez, can't they
But
can't they like leave that to someone else?
yeah, so I went to Lincoln Memorial. Great view up on top of Lincoln Memorial. Fortunately, they have a elevator to get you up there. They
Yeah,
have the Gettysburg Address chiseled on the wall. Great statue, and then you get a great view. Of course, the reflecting pool looks like it's being renovated and it's partially drained, and the
yeah.
fountains at the World War II Memorial were turned off. I mean that it's a good memorial, but I think it would the splendor really come out if those fountains are running.
Yeah. And the reason you're saying you went off and did this on your own is because when we got there Thursday, well, we arrived Wednesday night, right? And
Yeah,
Thursday was raining and it was cold, and we were walking around in the rain, in the cold, and for the next 3 to 4 days, and even slightly now, I feel like William Henry Harrison.
good reference.
Thank you. U.S. history people will get that one. I felt horrible. My station dues were blocked up. I was coughing real bad, um, and I was just sick. I was sick as a dog, and it did not help that the game was at night and it was cold and it was raining. It did not help.
All all three games were cold.
Yes.
Two of the games was raining. You skipped the Friday night game. I think you made the right call with that one. The temperature like around the fourth inning, fifth inning, just like dropped like 20 degrees, and then rain came through in the ninth inning. The game didn't had a 1 hour delay. Had a 20-minute delay at the start of the game because the lights didn't work, and
Yeah.
it was cold and clammy on Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, when you say I made the right decision, it's not like I went to something else. I was just in bed asleep. In bed asleep.
But yeah,
But
I did partially what I wanted to do. I got the Mets won three games, haven't won since. Open total disaster. But I did what I wanted to do. I saw some of the sites. I want to see more of the sites next time. I glanced at the Vietnam Wall. I didn't really walk by it because I was running out of time. So I glanced at it. Went by the Vietnam Memorial statues. They have like one of like three troops, and then they have one of like nurses, and just like to summarize feelings of Vietnam, and then didn't see the Korean memorial. Didn't I only saw the Jefferson Memorial from a distance.
I would
But
say
I took a lot of pictures. We went on the bus tour.
the bus tour is a great like first day option.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, actually,
next time I would definitely like.
it's a good option for any of the days. But if you really just want to figure out what you want to see, the bus tour takes you pretty much everywhere, and then you can, from there you can say, "Oh, I want to go here," or you can hop off, and then hop back on. It's the bus tour was a pretty good option.
Yep, I definitely want to get a closer look at Arlington National Cemetery next time. Go visit the tomb of the unknown soldier.
Yeah, that was something. I did.
What else
in
did I see?
Well, it was a good
So
trip.
yeah, it was definitely interesting. We got to ride the metro. Metro the metro it stops running at 10 o'clock, from my understanding. That's why if you go to a Nationals game that goes after 10 o'clock, like half the fans are gone. They leave the stadium. They have to get on the metro, otherwise they'll have to find a different way home. And the ballpark, we'll get to that next. But the ballpark has got a nice village outside of it. But yeah, it was a great trip. Met 3 games. They played well, and everything's gone to hell. But one thing that I saw a lot of in Washington, flags, state flags, and they're displayed all over the place. They have like a couple of outside the postal museum, near the postal museum. They have all the flags on display in the order of admission to the United States, and then outside the history, the United States National History Museum, they have them in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the flags?
Well, I tweeted about this. There's 9 good flags. There's 9 could be good flags, and then there's 32 just bad flags. And I'm writing a blog about it right now. But the people were upset with me that I said Washington D.C., which is not a city and it's not a state, it's a district. I said that it was up there with Chicago's city flag, which it is. I didn't say it was as good as the city flag, but I said it's up there. I said it's up there, and people are getting upset. It's so amazing, but people are upset. They said, "Oh, it's just it's just 2 lines and 2 stars, or 2 lines and 3 stars. That's all it is." It's like, yeah, and the Chicago flag is just 2 lines and 4 stars. Like, that's not that's not the whole picture. So DC has a great flag, but as far as state flags go, there's about 9 that are good. There's 9 that could be good, and there's 32 just awful flags that need to be completely reconsidered. And I don't people I put them out there on Twitter. I posted it, and people are arguing. One person said, "Why is Chicago not on the state list?" Like, because it's a city, you idiot. Like, I don't where I don't anyway.
With all due respect, I honestly think that one of the worst state flags is Florida. It is a lazy flag. It really is. It's the Alabama flag, and you smack the seal on it. Now, I don't agree necessarily putting the seal on is a bad thing, but
it is.
I think if you do it,
talk about that. Let's talk about that. Why do you not?
I think if you do it creatively, it's fine.
What do you mean by how would you
like the Wyoming flag? Like the Wyoming flag. I would I think
that's what ruins the flag. That's what ruins the Wyoming flag. The Wyoming flag would be an awesome flag if they took the seal off of it. The Wyoming flag is so cool. How many other flags? That's not a very common thing to have the double borders, the 2 borders on the outsides, and then and then an animal, the silhouette of an animal on the inside. It's like, it's simple. I love that it's the silhouette and not like an actual fully designed buffalo. It's just the silhouette, so it's very simple and it's easily recognizable. The seal ruins the flag. Without that seal, Wyoming would have an amazing flag.
I don't know, but just a buffalo on a blue flag that.
And with the borders, you're telling me that without that seal, you can't recognize that flag. This without that seal, you would think that was some other state's flag with a buffalo. Is that what you're telling me,
Now,
Frank?
I just think that I think it's done creatively.
How? What's creative about it? They
It's
put
the seals in the buffalo stomach. The bison ate the seal.
They didn't. They didn't even. It's not even centered. It's literally like up by like the chest area. It's even a bad placement of the seal. It's so bad, Frank. It is so bad. If they remove no,
I,
what? Listen,
I mean,
a state seal has a purpose. Like there's a reason you have seals, right? The seals are supposed to go on paper. They're supposed to go on things that you hold in your hand and are reading. That is what the seal is for. It's supposed to go on a letterhead. It's supposed to be something
but
you're
if you're
looking
creating a flag, I mean,
when you're having a flag. It's not a flag is something you should be able to see from far away and know what it is. Now, even looking at it right now on your computer, I know you're looking at it, right? You're looking at it on the
yes, I am.
computer.
Yes, I am.
Can you read what the seal says without zooming in on it?
No, I can't.
There's no point in that being on the flag. You should be able, there's no point in any text being on the flag. I wrote this in the blog that'll be coming out later. A flag is a symbol for the state or for the nation or city, whatever. A flag is a symbol. If you have to write on the symbol what the symbol is symbolizing, it's not a good symbol. If you have to write on your flag Oklahoma, then it's not a good symbol for Oklahoma.
Now, I actually agree with you on that. That they should not write the state name. I mean,
Well,
Oregon, state of Oregon
what
looks
do you think's on the
terrible.
seal, Frank? What do you think's on the seal? You think it just
But
says the Great Seal? No, it says the seal of Wyoming.
I'm talking about the like flags like Montana, which is a flag that probably could be a better flag if it didn't have Montana written on it.
There, there, there,
Or
there are a few flags like Illinois. Illinois is the state seal. If they were to change it up a bit, it doesn't have to, you don't have to go drastically different than the state seal, but just putting the state seal on there is not good. You write a seal, you make a seal for something you're going to be looking at up close. That is the purpose for it. You don't then take the seal and put it on something that's supposed to be seen from far away and recognizable.
I
So,
mean, I agree with you. Like the Virginia flag is kind of lazy. It's just the seal on a blue border.
yeah, well,
But adding the buffalo adds flair to the seal.
what?
Adding the bison on the Wyoming flag adds flair to the flag, and I think it makes it a good flag.
Yeah, no, I agree. There should be the bison should be on the flag. We're talking about. I'm saying the seal should not be on the flag. The bison should
But
be on the flag
so you're just gonna have a white bison on a blue flag.
with the borders. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I kind of disagree with that.
Why? What's wrong with that? What's wrong? What is
I
so you're telling me
I
the
just
seal?
think that to completely write off seals, and I agree, 9 out of 10 seals are not good.
Flags. They don't belong on flags. I'm not saying you can't incorporate a seal's design and like whatever the seal is. I'm not saying you can't take. In fact, here's a perfect example. Look up the Maryland seal.
Maryland seal. Hold
You're going to
on.
see something. You're going to see something very cool with the Maryland. I know you don't like the Maryland flag, but look up the Maryland seal.
Huh.
Look at the coat of arms on the seal.
I didn't
That's
see that.
how you take something on the seal and make it your flag. The coat of arms on the Maryland seal is what they have as the flag. Amsterdam, the country of Amsterdam, does the same thing. They take the coat of arms, that's the flag. The Washington, D.C., flag is George Washington's family coat of arms. That's why it's the flag. Taking the
I
coat
think
of arms seal and making that the flag, go for it. If it's a good coat of arms, I'm not saying it always is. That's how you can put the seal onto a flag. Other than that, having the seal, like, an actual a round seal saying the great state of whatever established, in God we trust, in her honor, established, this date, it's garbage, Frank. It does not belong on a seal. It does not belong on a flag.
now, whatever happened to coat of arms? I mean, I think everyone should go back to doing some coat of arms. I think we should have a unit's coat of arms, or maybe I should have it.
I looked back trying to
Maybe,
find my families a while back, but I couldn't find it. Coming over on the ships and adding an MC to the front of the name, you can't really figure out where exactly mine is. But for Fleming, you might be able to find one.
maybe, but I know I'd make my coat of arms. I'd have in one. Maybe I'd do like a Maryland flag. I do have one one part of it blue and orange, another one black and red, another one aqua and orange, and one will be black and white.
That might be too many colors. That might be too many colors. You might
But
want
it
to
would
stick
have
to.
to be, but it would be the tank coat of arms.
I think that's more of a sports selection. I think those are just the colors of your favorite sports teams, right?
That is.
And there's no overlap there, is there? Not even
Maybe
in
the
the orange.
black. Yeah, the Mets orange is a little different than the Dolphins orange. Though the Devils have black and the Nets have black.
There you go. So maybe you can do something with that. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I found something on the internet that I am still not completely convinced is not you. And there is an author by the name of Frank Fleming.
Frank J. Fleming.
Again, his name is Frank Fleming. And he has written a book about a psychopath named Rico. And reading his I don't know how I got on to some ask me anything or whatever, like his frequently asked questions. I am still not 100% convinced it's not you. And this is one big con. The idea
Frank J. Fleming is completely different. I mean, I think he's younger than me too. Let me see. Let me see. Frank J. Fleming is a columnist for the New York Post. He has a political humor website, imao.us. His first.
I could never see this being considered for you, though. I mean, that could never be you, a political satirist.
His first book, Obama, the Greatest President in the History of Everything, was published in 2011.
Frank, this is you. This is you. You're conning all of us right now.
The Plan to Keep America Awesome was released in 2012. Punch Your Inner Hippie, 2014, and the book you mentioned is Super Ego. No, it's not me.
So there's a book called Punch Your Inner Hippie. There's a book, Obama, the Greatest President Who Ever Lived, which is, based on the name, sounds like satire.
I mean, we do have something in common, but I have, maybe it'd be like that great picnic that they have every year. in New York when the San Francisco Giants come to play the Mets. We could have I could have a Frank Fleming the luncheon or dinner with this guy,
Yeah,
whatever the hell he is. Frank J. Fleming. I'm Frank. By the way, my middle name is Earl. In case you didn't
that's
know.
what you tell me, but that's what you say. I don't know if I fully believe it after reading all this.
But who knows? Maybe we're distant cousins somehow.
It's a possibility. It's possible. That would, yeah. If you started what would you call it? FlimCon?
I mean,
Fleming?
everyone remembers the Giants picnic. Mike Francesa talked glowingly about it,
Oh, yeah.
and the Rangers luncheon when the Texas Rangers come to New York, they have the New York Rangers reach out to them, and then they discuss what it's like to be Rangers, and just like the Giants have the annual Giants Summer Jamboree, which is going to be in a couple of weeks because the Giants come to Citi Field pretty early this year.
Yeah.
In fact, they come next week at the end of the Mets' upcoming disastrous homestand, and we'll have the Dangle.
They started 3-0, Frank.
Yeah, well, they're going to be 3-3 after they lose today.
You think so?
Yes, they're going to go home 3-4. They played a terrible Nationals team. Everything that was good in the first three games is gone to hell. The bullpen is a disaster. Getting Joely Rodriguez from the Yankees was a big fucking mistake. You know, the Mets accepting players from the Yankees is like the Trojans accepting a horse from the Greeks.
Well, what's the big thing about it? What's the deal about a Greek horse? You know, I'll say this. It's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up that the Trojans get all the credit. It's a Trojan horse. Why is it not a Greek horse?
Well, it was a gift. It was a gift. It was a gift from Greece to Troy.
Yes, that's kind of messed up. You know, everybody thinks, oh, Trojan horse. But the Trojans didn't do anything. In fact, it should be.
You know, they actually found out where Troy was probably located.
I didn't know that was even a question.
I believe Troy was Turkey, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't know they were looking for it.
Yeah, they found the old city ruins one day, and on the coastal parts of Turkey, northern coastal parts of Turkey.
There we go. The more you know. All right, so the Mets season is over already.
Yep. The bullpen's an utter disaster.
So there's just
Jelly League run.
So there's no way the Mets are even going to have a winning season.
No, not with a bullpen that can't hold a 4-run lead in the eighth inning.
Well, we saw a pretty good pitcher the first night, or the first game. No, not first game, second game. No, third game.
Third game.
Who was it? Bassett?
Yeah, Chris Bassett.
His dad came up to us, introduced himself. Real nice guy.
Yep. His friends, well, the jury's out on Chris Bassett's friends.
Yeah. It was I think most of them were pretty cool. There was a guy at the end who just he was one of the, when people say like, oh, does it get bothersome, like so many people coming up to you? When people ask, there's not a lot, not really, but there's certain people who see you at a game and think, oh, hey, this is my chance to have a one-on-one conversation for the next half hour, when we're there to watch the game.
He basically was a living troll. He just wouldn't fucking shut up. He wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
Another thing is you didn't go to the Friday night game. You didn't go on Saturday. You rested on Saturday afternoon. Friday night, leaving the game.
I go to the Friday night game.
What? No, he does the game. That was the game you were sleeping through.
I only missed one game.
Yeah, Friday night.
Okay, but what did you say? Saturday? You mentioned Saturday.
Yeah, and then when I went to exploring Washington on my own on Saturday, I ran
Yeah.
into the same group of kids. And I say kids because maybe one of them was maybe 20, 19 years old, and he had like his brother and their friends like 13, 14, 15, like kids, like teenagers, maybe one of them was 19. And you could actually hear them interrupt me on the Friday night when I did the Mets Minute on TikTok. They came up to me. One of them wanted me to tell Dave, Brandon McCarthy, that Dave wanted me to tell Dave that he's his biggest fan. And then Saturday afternoon, I'm walking around the Capitol. I see the same kids. Don't know if they're stalkers or not, but I'll just chalk it up to coincidence.
I don't know. I don't know, Frank. I mean, I could definitely see a group of kids saying, "Hey, we're going to go stalk Frank Fleming." It's a
Now,
possibility.
I had people kept trying to get me to go to the bullpen. Come to the bullpen, come to the bullpen. And it's an area that's near Washington. And outside the stadium, they've built that place up tremendously. It's like a ballpark village. You have apartments, hotels, one of which we stood at. A lot of restaurants. I went to Squizzler, which is a little hamburger joint, like about a block away from place. We went to spent had I had a diet coke at the place called Big Stick. I was looking for stuffed animals, the stuffed kills of Teddy Roosevelt, but I didn't see him.
Oh, the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they have this outdoor bar, the bullpen, and people wanted me to go, but I've been walking around all day, and it's kind of chilly. I don't want to stay outside, so I unfortunately didn't get a chance to go in there. But everyone wants to go, bring us in these places, but it's a great area around the ballpark. Nationals ballpark, average. There's nothing special about the ballpark. I
there's
do
one
not
thing.
like.
They have a big and tall store at the ballpark.
No, that's a positive.
That is one thing I have not seen anywhere else. I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I didn't even ask for the prices at the big and tall store because a two drinks and a hot dog was $29. I will never. I don't care how much money I make. I will never be comfortable with those prices ever.
And
Even if there's inflation, I don't care.
the video scoreboard, the scoreboard, and the ribbon boards, and this weird elliptical. I mean, it like goes around like this. It's a circle where you have the line score. I didn't. No, I wasn't impressed. I was not impressed. I've now been to 9 of the current ballparks. I would rank Nationals Park eighth of the 9.
Right before Tropicana.
Yeah, Tropicana. Tropicana is a dreadful ballpark.
What I did like, and I've seen this at a lot of other ballparks, and this is an uplifting. This is me saying I appreciate this about the ballpark, but there's a little bit of criticism as well. They do have a POW MIA seat at Nationals Park. I love the gesture. Love the gesture that, hey, like we're reserving this seat for those guys. This seat's for them. It's facing the street. It's not even. I'm not saying it has to be like a club seat. I'm not saying it has to be like the best seat in the house. It's in the
Tampa
outfield.
has that too. Tampa does that too,
Yeah,
and
that's
but
what
Tampa is actually facing the field.
you gotta at least face the field. No, I'll tweet that out later. I don't think I tweeted it out, but you gotta at least face the field. You gotta at least face the field. But it was an okay ballpark. But yeah, $29 for two drinks and a hot dog is no good. One thing I have noted, I noticed this specifically on Saturday night. I think, yeah, Saturday night, the game. every other person that came up to you was like, "Hey, Frank, I was the guy DMing you. Frank, I was the guy DMing you." Every other person was letting you know they were the person that was sending you the message. And I'm just sitting there going like there's no way. Like 30 people probably DM you every day. So the person coming
I
up and
get
saying,
I get
instantly
a ton of
in the chat,
DMs.
"Hey, I was the person DMing you." I'm like, I don't know. You'll have to be more specific. I did notice that though. And I noticed as you're over there getting bothered and taking pictures, here come up walking up the steps, the Impractical Jokers guys. And they're a little bit faster than we are. And they were getting, random pictures along the way, but they were running out of there. And I thought, man, if you were taking pictures, like, because people, you were having to walk out to take a picture. If you were taking a picture while those Impractical Jokers guys were trying to run up, that would have been a mob scene of those three guys and you, and like everybody trying to take your picture, everybody trying to take their picture. It could have gotten out of hand.
But yeah, we gotta do more trips soon. I know we're gonna at some point out of fucking bad to see some USFL football. Those mascots don't give me too much hope for the league.
Yeah. I'm writing a blog on them right now. The mascots are exactly what I expect and what I want from a minor league football team. They're so bad. So bad.
I mean the Breakers mascot is just frightful. Uh,
He looks like
the Generals
he looks
mascot looks like the Generals mascot looks like he's going to try to sell me insurance.
Yeah, well, I don't know how they didn't go fully into that sponsorship and just have the actual general. But yeah, they're if the USFL doesn't work out, you will see these mascots in Times Square very soon.
And the Birmingham Stallions mascot looks like something that you'd see at a brony convention.
Yeah, they're great. They're great for what they are, and so I love them. But yeah, so we're going to get down to Birmingham for some USFL games. Hopefully, we're in the works right now of trying to get down to Savannah for a Savannah Bananas game, and
yep, and I think that the disco turkeys don't begin to like May or something like that. Because I do want to see a disco turkeys game.
Yeah, well, and especially because the Mets season is over, so that'll give us a lot of free time to travel and go see teams that are actually fun and that are going to win. And so I'm excited for all the sports.
I mean, this is what I mean about the Mets is, and this is why I'm just they don't lose. There's a difference between losing and losing the way the Mets do.
Frank,
the Mets find the most painful. There's the most painful way to lose possible.
It was one game.
Yeah, well, I didn't get to sleep at 4 fucking o'clock last night thinking about that fucking loss.
That is. We'll need to talk about that off the air. If you didn't get to sleep till 4 o'clock, I'm pretty sure the game ended at like 9:30.
Yeah, ruined my fucking night.
Yeah, and apparently your morning too. If it went into 4 o'clock in the morning, Frank, we got to talk about that off air because that might be a big.
I fucking hate Jelly Lake Rodriguez. Yeah, I know this guy's gonna be a fucking nightmare. Seth Lugo now sucks, and they're facing Zach Wheeler, who's gonna just kill them today because Zach Wheeler always kills them because the former regime disrespected him.
So the Mets.
He gave the Mets. Zach Wheeler was a guy for the Mets. He missed 2 seasons with Tommy John surgery. His free agency came up, and he was starting to finally put it back together. The Mets gave him a chance to offer the contract, and our genius fucking general manager said, "Well, we could get 2 pitchers for you, and that's more valuable than you'll ever be."
Two
Yeah,
is
those
better
two
than
pitchers,
two is better.
Michael fucking Waka and Rick Porcello now selling goddamn motherfucking insurance.
Maybe they can try him for
I
the
don't
general.
I don't think David. I mean Rick Porcello. I don't think he pitched anywhere last year, and Michael Waka. I don't think he's anywhere right now. I think he bounced around a couple of places last year, but they're gone. They're not good. And we could get 2 players. That's like saying the old Eddie Murphy joke. We got McDonald's at home.
What's Michael Conforto doing?
He's probably getting ready to sell insurance.
How much money did he give them?
Well, the Mets offered him a 5-year, $100 million contract last year, and Scott Boras balked, saying that he wanted $200 million. Then the Mets gave the qualifying offer of $18.5 million after a horrific season, which he was probably one of the 10 worst players in baseball last year. $18.5 million qualifying offer. Turned it down. And right now he's making $0 and 0 cents. Shame.
I mean, you got to take the money when you can get it. That sucks.
I mean, Michael Cano for the last 3 seasons was awful from April to July, and when the Mets season was dead, where they had basically out of the race August to September, he has puts up good numbers. He is the most unclutch player in baseball. Like literally, like 70% of his hits, 70% of his homers come in games with multiple leads, tack-on runs. He rarely gets an important hit. Rarely, especially the last 2 seasons.
Well, sucks to suck, as they say, and wish him the best. But so the Mets season is over.
Nope, unless he resigns to the Mets, I hope he fucking falls on his fucking face like fucking Steven Matz getting plastered in his first fucking start to Cardinals. That looks good on you, fucking Steven. And I hope Marcus Stroman gets fucking bombed every time he pitches with the Cubs. I love it. Every time if you leave the Mets on bad terms and you don't do anything for us, go fuck yourself. Have a miserable fucking career the rest of your fucking career. Hope you fucking lose. And I hope Miguel Castro starts to fucking suck with the Yankees, but he's been terrific so far. And we get stuck with jelly fucking legged Rodriguez. You know, that's what I want. I want everyone that leaves the Mets to suck. I mean, too often they leave the Mets and become good. It's almost like they take off the Met uniform and you hear that dun, 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 and he's got a big S on his fucking chest. They should have never let Noah Syndergaard walk, and he's doing good. Aaron Loop has been lights out of the pen for the Angels, and meanwhile we get jelly fucking laid Rodriguez.
So the Mets season is over.
Yeah, no, I could tell it's going to be a nightmare season. I could always tell.
And we're hoping the Nets season is over as well.
Well, they're playing the Cavaliers tonight at home. They don't play good at home.
You want them to lose, right? Just go and get the season over with? Oh, you want them to win?
Yeah. They win tonight, they're the 7th seed. They lose tonight, they have to play on Friday night, the 48th seed. Or Thursday night, I'm not sure exactly when. But if they win tonight, it's simple. They're the 7th seed. They play the Celtics.
So you want them to go into the playoffs, and you want them to you want them to win playoffs.
Yeah, but I know they're not. It's cursed.
Why not just get it out of the way and just have them just lose the rest of the games and just call it a season, get it over with.
Well,
Don't,
I
don't,
don't want
don't
to watch another
torment
second of
yourself,
Devils hockey.
Frank. Frank, do not torment yourself. What if
Well, I
they
am
win?
tormented.
What if they win, Frank?
Win what?
The playoffs. Like, what if?
You
What
mean
if
win the
they?
NBA? You mean win the NBA
No, no, no.
championship?
No, no. Worse than that, Frank. Worse than that. What if they get all the way to the finals and then lose? Don't you
I
want
could
to
live with
just
that.
end it here? Just end it here. Don't put yourself through the torment.
I could
Losing.
live. I could live with winning the East. If they could make it to the NBA Finals, then the season won't be a total disaster.
Okay, what if they don't make it to the finals? What if they win the play-in, so they're in the playoffs, and then they lose? What is there, like a wild card round?
No, then it's
Who
just
do they play?
Boston
Play,
Celtics.
and what? So what if they? That's guaranteed either way.
Yeah.
Okay, what if they lose to the Boston Celtics?
Then the season was a disaster.
Okay, what if they win the next series?
Then they probably have to play the Milwaukee Bucks again.
Don't you want to just end it now? Why get your
now with the Mets bullpen being a total disaster? I mean, I want to win something for once in my life.
But you know they're not going to win, right? Like, you know the Nets are not going to win the finals, right? Like, you know they're not going to win the finals. So
they
why?
got two of the top 10 players in the NBA who have not played wholly together at any point this year.
Okay.
They got Ben Simmons, who, if he ever could friggin' get off his ass, they got. Yeah. Do you know the Nets actually have 4 Hall of Famers right now on the roster?
So do the Lakers.
Well, what difference is the Lakers' Hall of Famers are washed up? The Nets have 2 Hall of Famers which are still kind of in their prime. Durant and Kyrie are both in their prime. Blake Griffin, he's done. He's washed up. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's washed up. But Durant and Kyrie, and if Ben Simmons could actually discover the desire to actually play, they could make a little run.
Yeah, but isn't a little run worse? A little run gives you a bit of hope.
2017 Jaguars.
What about him? No. I'm talking about you, Frank. Listen, I love when the Jaguars win. The 2017.
Well,
Jaguars
I was happy with the Mets' 2015 trip to the World Series. I didn't become a miserable prick until 2017.
All right.
I had 2 years of happiness.
It's
2 years of happiness with the Mets.
Maybe it's because I didn't know you back then. It seems that whenever there's a little bit of hope,
I had
Frank. The hope lifts you up.
I had 25 years. I had 25 good years. I had 25 good years with the Devils, which all went to fucking hell in 2013. But it took me like 5 years to really get angry.
Frank, are you hearing what you're saying? You said you had 25 good years with the Devils. Is that what you just said? You had 25 good years?
Yes.
You had 25 good years.
I say this. If you win a championship.
And it took you 5 to get mad. After 25 good years. You know how many good years the Jaguars have had?
3.
3, possibly 4 out of their 30-plus years.
But it took 5 years of this. When the Devils were bad in 2013, okay, the party's over. 2012 was the last hurrah. 2014, the damn shootout cost us a chance at playoffs. Marty's career's over. we're going to have to rebuild. 2015,
Frank,
2016.
Frank, do you know how many sports fans are going to go their whole life and never even get close to having a team be good for 20 years, much less 25? And that's throughout their entire lifetime.
The Devils are so bad right now. It's ridiculous.
You had 25 years. You got 3 Stanley Cup championships. Any other team fan would say we had a great 25.
Yeah. Well, here's an example. That's what the post office is. The post office is the Devils. Had a good run. Made the playoffs 22 times out of 25 years. Went to 5 Stanley Cup finals.
Are you hearing what you're saying? Are you listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth? Do you know how many sports fans would be so happy with just a few years here and there?
But that's what I want now. I want a Nets championship. I want a Mets championship, and I want the Dolphins to actually be relevant again. They haven't been relevant in a long time.
Are you listening to the words coming out of your mouth, Frank?
But it's now been a bad decade. They've only made the playoffs once in the last 10 years.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Do you know the pennants that you'll see above the Jaguar Stadium? 98 AFC Central champions. 99 AFC Central champions. 2017 South Division champions. And you're talking to me. You're complaining to me.
The Mets hang a banner that says 26 wild card participant.
You're talking to me about how you won a championship game when you won a championship when you already have 3 from the Devils, you have 2 from the Mets.
I wasn't alive in 1969.
You're a crazy person, Frank. You are a crazy person. And I appreciate that. At the same time, your crazy is driving me crazy, and I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I did have this realization when we were at the ballpark. When we were at National Park, I can't remember what happened, but you were just so you had gone from such a hope to such misery in the game. And I said, holy shit, you are Randy Quaid in Major League 2. You are that character. That is your role. You are Randy Quaid in Major League 2.
Well, the Mets are fucking a disaster. The team's going to fucking suck this year, and they're going to just do it because they fucking hate me.
I actually, when you went to the bathroom, Bassett's dad came over, and he actually confided in me. And I probably shouldn't be saying this on a recorded line, but he actually confided in me that before the game, they talked it over in the clubhouse, and they decided that they were going to win these first few games to get your hopes up, but then they were going to throw the rest of the season.
The Mets
organization got together and talked about that, and they said, "Where's Frank? Is Frank here? Frank's here to watch this, right? Let's go ahead and win a few, and then we're just going to tear them down."
The Mets are like Kalima from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. They just like to rip your heart out and laugh. Ha 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 ha.
Did I not send you that?
What?
I had a GIF made. Did I not send it to you?
I don't know if you sent it to me, but I came up with that one actually 20 years ago. So.
I have a GIF for you. Maybe I'll post it. But yeah, I need to take a break. So let's go ahead and end that here. That's Barstool episode 57. Frank, the internet in this place sucks. So we've got a little bit of editing to do. But that's Barstool Units episode 57 from the office. Frank, please take us out.
I don't think there's anything I can say to take us out.
See you next time. Make sure to
All right. Click,
like,
download, subscribe. Click like, subscribe, and see you next week. Of course, this is Barstool Units.